So some part of you still believes that there is some type of hope?
Yeah, I do. I still have that hope in my heart. But I was also maybe thinking, like, what if, like, Carmela was, like, in prison or something?
Oh, no.
Seriously.
I know, it sounds crazy.
I'm sorry, I don't want to laugh, but
This is the longest episode of Catfish ever. Tyree talked to his fiancé online for 4 years, and then the crew for 90 Day Fiancé rolled up, and in like 5 minutes they figured out it was some guy named Christian. They didn't even need to call in Neve. Like, can you imagine? But Tyree, he didn't think he was being catfished because he was only sending like thousands of dollars, you know, not tens of thousands. And apparently people don't catfish for only thousands. So basically this man spent 4 years of his life and a lot of money talking to some guy who's just sending him pictures that he stole from somebody's OnlyFans page. I think when we last left off, he was about to hear his fiance's voice for the first time.
Yesterday, the producers told me that Carmela might not be who she says she is. When they reached out to her, a man responded and said that he's been pretending to be Carmela for 4 years.
All right, that's it. Case closed, right? That's what you would think. But Tyree is a master of his craft. Do not underestimate his ability to tell the wildest stories to explain all of this. And honestly, oftentimes, his story isn't even preferable to the catfishing scenario. I'm like, dude, just admit you got catfished. That's actually not even as bad. He'll be like, oh, what if she went to prison and then got out and went back with her husband? And I'm like, wait, would you rather have that? Is that better than catfishing?
Did Carmela reach out to you last night?
No, not at all.
But don't worry, that's just Carmela. That's just how she is. You know, she asks me for money, I say no, she ignores me for 3 months. It's a joke. She's just messing around.
I'm just having trouble processing everything just because of, you know, the amount of time we spent together and, you know, the conversations we had.
It just cuts to a bunch of texts of her asking him for money. I'm gonna miss that so much.
The bond and the love that me and Carmela had for each other. I still have a belief that Carmela is, you know, Carmela.
What? Imagine someone asking about your relationship and you're like, yeah, it's going great. You know, we've been together 4 years. Still working on the figuring out if she's a human, you know. All I know is I'm sending words out and there's words coming back. Like that I can guarantee you. Like I have gotten some words on my phone that weren't there before I
don't really know what I should do or what the next step is. And I kind of need someone to have support right now. So today I'm gonna rip off the Band-Aid and I'm gonna tell Ronald and LaShanti and my siblings about Carmela. Maybe they can like help me think of what my next step should be.
So this is unbelievably awkward. I don't even think his siblings know about this relationship at all. In one conversation, they're not only going to find out that he's being catfished, but they're going to hear the guy's voice. So far, this whole season has just been him meeting up with his friends and family in various restaurants and parks. And they're like, hey, dude, you're being catfished. Here's undeniable proof. And then he gets angry and storms out. But then the next day, he's like, you know, but maybe Carmela is just a magical water nymph who hibernates for months at a time and then comes up and uses the voice changer from Scream to talk to the producers from 90 Day Fiancé.
Start from the beginning. Well, I'm in an international relationship, and I've been in it for 4 years.
Her name is Mahogany.
Damn, 4 years. Yeah. Jeez Louise.
I would have never known. I thought he was asexual. I didn't even think he liked either one.
Oh my God. Yeah.
See, right now they're just happy for him, but it's really sad to see the slow downward spiral of them realizing this is definitely not real. And when I say slow downward spiral, I mean head-on collision in about 15 seconds.
Who is she?
Her name is Carmela. We chatted on Snapchat. We kind of got like a really good bond, and that's kind of how I started to fall in love. You know, when I went to Barbados last year. That's what you went for?
Oh, well, that's cute.
Like, I went to Barbados, and then she never showed up.
Oh, okay. He brought that up like it was going to be this amazing romantic story. I don't know why, but the way he introduced that is so funny to me. Yeah, I'm in an international relationship. I'm in love. Everything is going well. You remember when I went to Barbados last year? She ghosted me the whole time. Never even met her. Yeah. We're going to get married. We're going to have kids. I can't wait.
Carmela and I were dating for 3 years before I decided to go to Barbados. Like, I was super excited to see her. And the plan was for her to meet me at the villa after the quarantine was over. So after I got my negative test results, I texted her, you know, when can we meet? But she didn't respond.
Okay, how is there any coming back from this? You flew across the world, you spent a bunch of money, and then she didn't even meet you at all? She just ghosted you the entire time? I can't believe he tells this to people and then expects them to be supportive of the relationship. But at the same time, I guess David took like 5 or 6 tries to meet his fiance, you know, the person that was sending him emojis for like 8 years. And that clearly all worked out, you know? He got to go bowling with her. He creepily tricked her into getting a kiss. He took a couple pictures where she looked visibly uncomfortable.
You flew there that she couldn't come out to her own hometown or home city, whatever it is, country, to come see you?
She said it was because of COVID.
What?
How come you didn't push your issue more? Why was you so, like, docile?
Because I was in love, and I didn't want to, like, push her away.
How does this guy have so much patience? It's impossible. It doesn't make any sense. Unfortunately, he's like the perfect catfish victim because he will do all the work for you. You don't even have to make an excuse. He'll make the excuse for you. Hey, babe, so I just flew all the way to your country and spent all this money. Do you want to meet up? Nope, can't, sorry. Oh, okay, I get it. You know, you're busy with your job and you're COVID-19 and... Nah, I just don't want to. Plain and simple. Oh, yeah, of course, because, yeah, the job and the COVID and the... Are you hearing the words that I'm saying? Just give me money. That's all I want. Oh shit. I'm gonna need like a Jimmy Neutron brain blast to explain this one. What, you got to give me a second here.
Yesterday, the producers told me that it wasn't really her I was talking to. It was actually
Mahogany.
a man that was pretending to be Carmela.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that crazy? He just tossed all of this onto them within the span of like 2 minutes. So I have some big news, guys. I'm in a relationship. I went to see her in Barbados last year. She ghosted me, didn't show up. The producers of this show just told me that she's a dude.
That's a really long time to act like somebody else.
I know, and I don't know what to do now. It's like, I just don't know what to do next.
Stop talking to the guy, I guess would be the next step, I would say. I mean, unless you like the guy still. There's nothing wrong with that. You could go for it if that's your... I mean, if... So anyway, his siblings talk him into listening to the phone call between the producers and Carmela.
This is a recording of a conversation one of our producers had with Christian after we first made contact.
How are you? I'm good, thank you.
All right.
Thank you so much for answering. Oh, you're welcome. So, what is your...
Sure, it's okay.
I'm Christian.
Okay, so he storms out. That makes sense. What is left to figure out now? Why does this continue? Why am I going to have to go to another scene after this? This is where the serious denial starts because now he has actually heard what the person sounds like that he's been talking to for 4 years. Yet he is still searching for hope. So everybody just keeps pummeling him with more evidence over and over again.
Today, I'm meeting up with my sister, Fiancé. It's been a really hard couple of days because the producers are telling me that my girlfriend Carmela is actually a man named Christian.
Yes, they are telling you that because they're right. That's the answer. What did we... I'm going to lose it here. Why are they in a park? Why are they in a park talking about this again?
Honestly, I'm still trying to, like, process everything because I know it's been a few days, but it's still kind of, like, it's still fresh on my mind, especially, like...
Dude, I'm getting deja vu here. He's talking about processing this. He's still processing. How long do you need to process everything?
I'm just having trouble processing.
You're never going to process this. It doesn't make any sense. It's not meant to be processed. He's just going in circles at this point. It's like the Catfish version of the movie Memento.
Do you still in the back of your mind think that she is real?
A little bit, mainly because she hasn't deleted me yet on Snapchat or blocked me.
Yeah, you should probably process that one a little bit more. Trust me.
There is someone behind these messages that I have a deep connection with. And I do think that it could be a big misunderstanding.
Yeah, it is a big misunderstanding because you think that you're talking to somebody else that you're not actually talking to. You're misunderstanding the situation. I would love to hear his explanation for this or any possible explanation at all.
The producer was telling me that I do have a message from her. The thing, I cannot video call you because I'm not the girl in the photos. I know that I have not been honest with Tyree. I've been lying to him for almost 5 years. At first, it was a way to get money since most of us are so poor here. I did start liking him, but I can't be with him. I feel so bad, but I really needed money.
So try to guess which part of this he decides to focus on. Showing him this stuff doesn't really seem to matter at all. He's still going to feel how he feels at the end of the day. They could show him the most irrefutable proof that he is not talking to who he thinks he is, and he's still going to deny it and find some way to explain it.
I'm like even more confused now because it's like it's saying two things. Like I can't be with him, but then at the same time, I love him. So it's just like, I don't know. There has to be some truth to something in there, so.
I love the look of astonishment and disappointment in her face. I think she's realizing that this is just pushing him even further into it.
So you feel like this person loves you?
They're saying the right things, that's for sure.
Well, that's one way to put it. God. So in the next part, they reverse image search some of the pictures that she sent him, and they actually found a lot of them on an Escort site, which, of course, only made things even worse for Tyree. Because then, I think he believes he's actually talking to that person and not somebody who just took all of the pictures from various websites.
I don't think Ashanti knows how deep my relationship is with Carmela. There was just so much between us, even over text.
Oh, great. So we've gotten to the you don't understand how deep our love is phase.
I don't even know how I feel, but honestly, I want more answers.
You don't think you want to block her?
I'm gonna give it a few more days.
This has got to be the most patient family I've ever seen.
You don't think you want to block her?
Hey, you don't think you just want to block her at this point? You gonna give it a few more days, huh? You think those few more days are gonna make a difference? Okay. All right. You know what? I wouldn't even worry about it. I'm sure everything's gonna make sense in the next few days. I'm sure Carmela is a real person that totally exists, and you guys are gonna fall in love and get married, and yeah, those are things that are gonna really happen. Yeah. You see, I would lose it. I have no idea how she sits there and holds it together.
I mean, after reading that email, it's kind of clear what's happening here. I just don't know why it's not getting through to Tyree. Just a scammer, scamming people. That's the end of it.
Maybe. They just need a little bit of time.
Yeah, don't worry. Just give it a couple days. We'll meet in another park again and have this same conversation.
So you said she hasn't responded to the Snapchats, right?
Yeah, she hasn't responded at all. She just opened up the messages maybe like 2 days ago. She's looking at them because, you know, that's confirmation that she's seen them.
Well, there you go. At least she's opening them and ignoring you, and that's just coincidentally happening at the same time that you found out she was a catfish.
And
Even
honestly,
though that's not her, though, like you want him to respond?
that's the thing, that I still kind of think that it might be her.
So some part of you still believes that there is some type of hope?
I like how every time they show her, she's progressively more astonished and disappointed. And that's the thing, is a lot of people are just going to feel bad for Tyree, which I understand, but there is no possible way to influence him in any positive way. It's an impossible task. You will never accomplish it. He is not going to listen to anybody. Carmela is real to him, and that's really all you can say.
Yeah, I do. I still have that hope in my heart. But I was also maybe thinking, like, what if, like, Carmela was, like, in prison or something? And
Seriously?
And he's like, no, I am serious. What if Carmela's in trouble? Carmela's in trouble. Then he just goes sprinting in the other direction. He's trying to like stop witnesses to see if they've seen her. Have you seen a woman, possibly a man, either a man or a woman? It's either a woman named Carmela or a man named Christian. They're somewhere between 5'4" and 6'3". They either live in Barbados or 10 minutes down the street or anywhere between those 2 points.
No, let me explain though, because like, you know how when people are in prison and they need somebody to like talk to because they're like locked up?
Like a pen pal?
Yeah, so maybe this is what happened. She got released, and then now she's like with her husband or something.
Okay, so I'm speechless. Like I said, not only is that scenario ridiculous and unlikely, but it's worse than the reality.
After we reverse image searched Carmela a couple weeks ago, I did my own research, and I found some stuff that he needs to know. But I'm just worried about telling him because he's still vulnerable. And I don't want him to get his heart broke even worse.
But that's the thing, is if you prolong this and never tell him, all you're doing is preventing him from ever having a real, meaningful relationship. At the same time, like I said, no information is going to make any difference anyway, so just whatever.
This is an Escort page. This is her, right?
She said she lives in Barbados.
They lied, dude. Do people know that people lie about shit in the world?
The worst part is like, this phone, man. This phone got me in all this.
I love that little half-ass phone toss because you know he doesn't actually want to destroy his phone, so he's just like, I've had enough of this. He tosses it like 3 feet over onto the grass. Yeah, that's right. Now move the camera over so I can go retrieve it without you knowing. But anyway, that's it. There's no conclusion. That's where we are right now. I hope everyone enjoyed the video. Thank you all for stopping by. I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I will see you in the next one.
Well, I'm in an international relationship, and I've been in it for 4 years.
Her name is Mahogany.
Damn, 4 years.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise.